It's 12 Hub Podcast, episode number 9. Episode number 8 is not out yet. This one will be coming out soon. We have to do some explicit editing due to a lot of what would you say it was, like, Sean specifically? Like what happened last episode?
No, look, Karen feels strongly about views that she has, and rightfully so for multitude of reasons. However, there's always another side to every coin, and so you have to address both sides of each coin. And so, that's what we're here for, to open up and talk about each sides. And Karen
wild.
is very
That shit was wild, bro.
She's very animated. We know, obviously you've known Karen your whole life,
yeah.
I've known Karen for what, 20
half your life,
20,
really.
20 years.
About half your life, really.
Yeah. So, we know, how Karen is.
Yeah.
We understand, so.
Yeah. Lauren, I was telling Sean today, like Sean's like a big sister to him, somewhat, in a way. But also to me, like, she's my actual sister. But when she was around, she moved to Pittsburgh or something like that. Like, she was around for a good. We did, we were always like close. But it's funny because she literally treats Sean like a brother too.
Right.
Yeah.
And we go way back. It's definitely family. So we know we've been business. With kids. We run the gamut. So
that's why she was so surprised over your politics and was disappointed.
Well, listen, it's not about being surprised over anyone's politics. It's about, can you discuss at any moment in time what someone's views are, regardless of someone can not vote and still get into the same argument that or debate that Karen and I got into, regardless if you voted or who you voted for. So we get, at the end of the day, an opinion is what people typically base their views on. Not necessarily, but we cloak it in who you voted for, right? But we don't get to the root and figure out, like, why do you feel the way you feel? Yeah, exactly. Why are we even discussing this? Why is that important to you, right? It defines who you voted for, which is not.
So was that her first time? Was that her first time knowing your political views, or she already knew?
Well, no, I've always had the same, I guess, in theory, that she's had. This first time I've, I guess, not had the same views, but I don't consider, I don't think it's the same view. I think for me, the whole Biden situation to me was just kind of like, that didn't make any sense. And then the way it happened with Kamala, which I feel like it was kind of a setup for her. So I don't feel any kind of way, but that wasn't, and the way everything was kind of coming together, it shifted from, I think, a consciousness that I had, at least that was left, a thread of that was left in the party. I was like, man, this is getting out of hand, And obviously we know what the antics are on the other side. We understand that, but, I had to get down to the root of brass tacks, and that's where it was like, okay, if things need to be changed drastically, then it's going to be unfortunate. But I mean, I felt like things probably did need to change drastically. So,
that's what they are.
It's definitely, it's
market's tanking. I lost a good amount of my wealth. I'm officially poor again, or borderline. I don't know. I think that's what's been giving me anxiety lately. I've been like not sleeping well, all types of stuff. It's not good, but there's a lot of good things going on. Well, actually, I want to start at the top, because this is something about my wife got at me on this one, because I was asking her, like, what's been going on this week, and she said it's something about the Doechii thing, where she said she hates men, basically, or hates what, straight men?
It says straight men.
What the hell is that all about? I'm not a woman. Why does this cocaine addict who likes to suck on pistols? I just saw a video of her sucking on a loaded pistol on Instagram. So she's obviously a sane person giving advice about what men like about this. What is this? What is this cocaine addict? What is it? I don't understand it. I like her music.
I like her music as well, but it's giving industry plant low key, because why would you? I don't know. Like, I feel like saying something like that in the generation we're in the times we're in, I feel like she was told to say that, because how does that make sense? Like, what did they do to you specifically? They might have hurt her, but it's like at the same time, like, why are you specifically saying straight men? Like, and I know, like, I told my boyfriend about it, and like it feels like an attack to straight men because nobody did anything. So I don't know. It's just very weird.
It's
I don't know what
emasculating
she
in the
like,
sense,
but
yeah. No, this is like one of those things, and I'm not like an advocate for
yeah.
guys like Kevin Samuels or those fit and fresh guys, but the
Right.
way, and even Tariq Nasheed, when they say these things, there is a bit of underlying truth to it. When black women specifically are always saying negative things about black men, and you wonder why they run to the snow bunny or whatever. Even Dr. Umar says it. And when they question
Yes.
our masculinity, when they say like, "Oh, I'd rather hang out with the gay," you know what I mean, like that type of stuff,
Right.
or even like look at the way they they try to do it with media and stuff like that. Like they prop up particular types of black men, ones that wear
Yes.
dresses, ones that are homosexual, ones that are whatever, give
Yeah.
them thanks and praise on one side, and on the other side, even our former president just pointing the finger at straight black men, saying, "Look, why aren't you all going out and voting for this person or that person?" Always like putting us in a weird place, and we have to make a unconscious decision about our fate based off of the opinions of others or whatever. So like her saying that kind of just proves that point. Like you said, industry plan goes along with
Right.
like the whole Kendrick Lamar thing, like him kowtowing to saying he's a activist and doing all these things, but he's praised by white people so much, and white liberals specifically. Like when you do stuff, like I've never in my life seen, well, maybe I have. Like, when it comes, like, because Drake's music just kind of transcends things. But like somebody with that type, like if that one song has that much cultural impact, I don't understand why it's still going on. Because that's, to me, that song is like played out. Why are there people still like? I just saw a bunch of white ladies doing a line dance to the Super Bowl version of it.
You talking about
Like,
Not
what
Like
is
Us?
going on here? Like,
Like
it's
Us,
crazy.
that song?
The like not
talking
like
about-
us, yeah, the
Yeah,
pedophile
yeah.
song, yeah, like
Right. It's annoying.
It's annoying
Not
at this
gonna lie.
point, and I think that
Yeah, I agree.
it's still it's still in rotation. I don't know how the actual culture feels about it, but
Right.
to me, it's over. And then this person, Doechii, is part of that whole. I think they're all industry plans, to be honest with you. At this point,
Could be.
like Doechii.
Yeah.
I and again, I like her music and stuff, but like saying something like that, and mind you, maybe she's generalizing all men, but I think she prefers
Right.
black men. Or is she gay now? I don't even know what is her thing. Is she gay? Is she
I
black?
don't
What is
even
she?
know. I'm gonna find out though because that statement was crazy to say. But
Yeah,
she said straight men. That's what it said.
She just
so.
says straight men. Okay. I mean, that doesn't,
Yeah.
but I've seen her. I mean, she loves brothers, so I've seen her like, hey, doing that thing. Oh, she says she's openly bi and pansexual or something like that, whatever that means, queer woman. So she's, I mean, look, if she said it in jest and she's a lesbian, I could take that as a funny statement.
Yeah.
Being a
But
straight man,
her impact is big, and people
Yeah.
seeing that and hearing that, especially young people, because I know a lot of young people listen to her music. It's like now I don't know, people like that have huge influence,
Yeah, I
so
know.
it's like I don't know.
I could
saying something
imagine
like that is
all
kind
the
of
like.
now you messing with people's heads, and
Yeah,
it's just a
I
lot.
mean, I just hope these little girls don't start sniffing coke and sucking on
Right.
9mm guns, because
Exactly.
that's what she does, and I've seen
Yeah.
it multiple times. So whatever. I mean, it is whatever. She's very popular right now, and I hope that she understands what like being in the media spotlight. Like not so much that like being a straight man. Like it just, to me, it just bothers me because automatically it adds to the it pushes that narrative about black men not being adequate enough for black women. Correct me if I'm
Right.
wrong,
No, you're right.
either one of you, because I and I'm not trying to be like one of those chauvinist types either, because I just feel like culturally, and I even get the sentiment from my wife sometimes when it comes to black men not trusting, all, and or not taking or betting on the quote unquote potential of a black man. Like if like if a brother isn't working the job or making the six figures or whatever the fuck they say you have to do now, they automatically write him off as a loser. while you know,
Right.
like Dr. Umar said with the snow dogs here. Sorry, yeah, like Dr. Umar said with the snow bunny, they were willing to work with the potential, right? If you work at McDonald's and you say you're about to be a doctor or NFL player or whatever, they work with you, and then when you get there, you know, you appreciate it. What say you, Sean?
Well, the problem is that people think so. I mean, everybody thinks self-interest, right? And at the end of the day, potential, no matter how great that potential is, can end immediately. So when you meet someone, if you really actually care about that person, if you really connect with that person, you should explore that. But potential is really fleeting, right? So like, someone about to go to NFL, pop their Achilles, shit's over, right? Like, I mean, a great musician in a car accident, who knows, right? Things happen. And at the end of the day, that's where everything around someone changes, and it comes down to like, did this person really care for me and like me? So all that goes out the window, I think, if you are about that, because eventually that will be shown for one of you, right? It'll be shown to yourself going through it first, or you'll be with someone who's doing the same thing to you, because that's typically who those people get with, right? And are into.
Yeah.
So
I guess. Well, I wish Doechii all the best. I'm not boycotting her music because she could actually rap. I was fucking listening to her song. She's popping right now. Like a lot of the stuff she's done. She actually got one of her, we work with RCA a lot, and Sleepy Hollow had a record with her that came out 2 years ago almost. That Anxiety record where he sampled one of her. I didn't know. I thought it was a collab, but he sampled like a demo that she did that she put on social media, and that song charted this week. It was top 50. That song's been off the charts for a minute. So he's getting some revitalization. So she's really doing her thing. I appreciated the stuff, but and I say all that stuff about the cocaine and the guns in the mouth. It's a joke. I'm not serious, Doechii. So if you hear this, which you probably won't, it's a joke. Just being a comedian here. So Trump got his first delivery of a Teslur to his house. Wait, I gotta show this. Did you see all these videos with him getting his Teslur?
What did he get it? What did he get it? What did he get a Tesla truck?
No, all of them. Yo, look at this. So as Tesla stock's hurting right now. It bounced back today because of this little shenanigan that they did. But look at this. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear this. Swipe. Oh, I gotta swipe this way. Oh, here. Secret Service. I mean, you can actually drove it around.
Oh, he doesn't drive. He's not allowed to. The president's not
no, he's just getting in the car. Do you hear that?
Yeah. I can hear it. Just a different panel. That's the Model S, right?
Mm-hmm. He got all of them. He delivered all of them to his.
But yeah, president's not allowed to drive, so that's just a photo op.
Yeah, he was like.
Why does he always have his son like all around, like hanging around him? Like, I mean,
that kid be dry snitching on all the time. You hear some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth.
But his son obviously needs he's probably, I don't know.
Look at that Cybertruck
spectrum.
I still kind of want a Cybertruck.
I don't know. Those cars look disgusting to me. The Cybertruck just looks like something out of Roblox. Like it looks like some blocky type of. I can't get with it. I can't. It's not practical to me as a car you would drive around to do things. I mean, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go somewhere and that's where you're going to be for the day, and then you're going to go home, an event, whatever the case may be, maybe. But
I think it's the only type of pickup truck I could drive though, or like want to drive, since I'm like all about EVs right now.
It's a pickup truck.
Yeah. That's you should see it without the top on. Yeah, you should see it without.
I mean, it does all that.
It looks, the more I see them, the smaller they look. They used to look huge to me, but now I don't know if they changed the way that they make them more compact looking. But the first ones I seen on the road, I was like, yo, those things are huge. Now I look at them, I seen like a few more. They got a whole bunch of people with these out here. And I feel safe driving. You know how people have been vandalizing the Teslas? Did you get yours vandalized in Liberal, Maryland? yet?
No.
No, nobody vandalized it yet. So,
No.
they've been vandalized specifically like Cybertrucks and people putting stickers on other people's cars. But
people are so like
why?
like dumb about like it's like
he already got the money. Like,
how did you get to the Tesla to put, how did you get there? Did you have a car that had gas? Did you did your car have leather seats? Like we can whittle down the ways. Let's figure out how you've also fucked up, right? You've also made a mistake in your life, right? As a consumer that you need to also be ridiculed. Like, come on. This is
people used to vandalize Teslas because they were electric cars. Now all these, and those are right wingers, mind you, the crazy right wingers. Now left wing people who have Teslas or probably wanted a Tesla are vandalizing them because they hate Trump and his policies and stuff. So it's so weird how Tesla has been targeted by both sides because of what they do. I guess Elon Musk brings hate out of everybody because he's just like I don't like him anymore.
It's rhetoric. Rhetoric brings hate out of everyone. I mean, it's Tesla
South
comes
African
out
Nazi.
EV. It's like there was a time that wearing a fur was part of society, right? And then it became not so much, But there was a time if you didn't have a fur or didn't own a fur, that you aspired to have a fur. And same as in high school, probably more than half the kids in the 70s smoked cigarettes, and that probably went down to less than 5%, right? Like, things changed drastically. Now it's like, right, it's so different, but that's why I say it always continues to be what it is, man. We just can talk about it and try to figure it out, explain it best we can.
Mm-hmm. How you figure this Stephen A. Smith stuff with LeBron James that popped up? What do you think? I think there's. What do you think? So you shaking your head. What do you think?
You already know what I think. Come on, if you're a LeBron fan, you gotta come on. Bronny has an $8 million contract. Come on, he's NBA player. He's an NBA player, regardless of whatever the situation is. I would do the same if you could get your son drafted. I would do the exact same. I don't knock him for anything that he's done, but if your son is in that environment, he's an NBA player, he has to be subject to the fire.
No, but that's not the thing.
Else.
He's been criticizing LeBron, saying you put him in this situation, you're doing a disservice to your kid. Right? Like that's what he's been saying.
I don't agree with
that. Imagine if he said that to you. You got X to the NBA on the Lakers, $7 million contract.
Well, I think here's the conundrum. Here's a conundrum. As an analyst, right, where Stephen A. is coming from in that perspective, I think what he's coming from is that Bronny took someone's job.
He didn't.
And as a Laker, come on. He was not.
Wait. Hold on. Real quick. What is your job to do? Like when you at any job, Lauren, what's your job to do for me? Like at the end, you have a specific task that you do. That intern does what for my company? Makes my company money, right? So Lauren, you do that. Sean, you have people that work for you that make you money, right?
Okay.
Bronny's made Lakers a lot of money.
Okay.
He's selling some jerseys. I'm about to get me two after the show.
Okay. Well, you know what? Why don't we put Doecii on a team then? Why don't we put Kai Cenat on a team?
Why not?
How about exactly. So if that's the position, then I'm fine with that. No, if that's your argument, then perfect. I agree with you.
Have you seen the analysis? After the fact, like the number of the people who were drafted in the second round, how much better Bronny is performing than them at NBA and G League level. Like people drafted before and after him. He's performing better than them. These are people that were drafted in the same draft.
Okay,
last year, this year, whatever you can compare. The second round is not like
Hugh. He was drafted right. And what first round was he? First round?
No, second round.
It was second round. Okay,
pick number 56 or something. 55. I don't know.
So, but we can both agree. Regardless of whatever situation was, and I'm glad that he's not dealing with, hopefully I wish him best health, whatever, I know he went through a whole situation, but we can agree that he was not like a upper echelon college player. Like we can agree to that. Like we know that to be a fact. The times that he played, he did not garner NBA draftability support from any measure. So
how do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know? He averaged.
He could have went
5
straight
points.
to the league out of high school if he wanted to.
Okay. All right. Well,
he probably would have been drafted in the first round.
I think.
Remember, he had a heart attack.
The other player. I think
he
the
literally
other player,
had a heart attack.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But when he went to USC, he played some games, right? Even when Kyrie was on Duke and before he got hurt, Kyrie played 12 games. You knew 2 games in. It was like Kyrie was a star. Like it was I saw Kyrie play 1 game and I knew, whoa, Kyrie is a star. You see LeBron play 1 game. You know, high school, college, if he went to college, you know, wow, this guy's a star. Like MJ, you see them and you know.
MJ.
It's not they could have they could have 9 points, but you know, wow, this dude is that never happened with Bronny, which is no discredit. Like he played D1, he got there, he played top, but the guy that was on the team with him was a better prospect than he was. The kid with the cornrows, that Drake was dating his mom.
Yeah, where's he now?
He was at USC. He was still, I think
Where is he? He's still playing there?
Yeah, I think he's still at USC, or he might have got drafted. But
you don't even know where he went, huh?
Regardless of the point, and exactly, he was better than Bronny, which is the funny part.
Well,
did he
make it to the NBA?
No, you're proving. Well, did he make it to the NBA?
Wait, what's his name? What's his name? Do we know?
Yeah,
wait, what's his mom's name?
Sierra Canyon. Look up the.
Wait, the kid.
His Drake was dating his mom.
Oh, okay. Let me look this up. Drake dating high school basketball player mom. I remember the story.
Yeah,
she was thick too. She was.
He went to USC. The same the kid. He went to UCLA. His mom was
like an IG model though.
He went to UCLA. He was a top prospect.
Amari Baylor.
Yeah, Marley Baylor. Yeah. He went to UCLA.
Is he in the NBA now?
Well, what year is he still at UCLA? Look him up. I know he was.
If he's still at UCLA, oh no, here Amari Baylor. He averages 2.3 points a game, 0.9 rebounds, and an assist.
Where does he play?
Is that the same kid? Charlotte.
Okay, so he's in the NBA. And what is Bronny averaging?
He's a rookie. He's only played 10 games this year.
Oh, all right. What is Bronny averaging?
Oh, wait, he got traded? Oh, he got traded, it looks like, to the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, 10 games.
So he's averaging a basket a game.
Basketing. That's like Bronny's doing the same thing.
Is he?
I don't know where he was drafted. Let me see. Game points, bio. Let me see. I'm on Basketball Reference. First round, 41st pick. Oh, he's second round. Drafted Charlotte Hornets. Second round, 11th pick, 41st overall pick. So he's drafted ahead of Bronny.
Yeah, he was better. He was a better prospect, like I said. But
not by much though. He's played 10 games. Bronny's played 16, but Bronny's played pretty much a lot this season, at least half the season. Bronny James.
What is he averaging?
James stats now. Bronny James, 1.4 points a game. He's played 18 games. Actually, let me pull this up on screen.
A little under a basket, and then the other guy's averaging a basket. Yeah. So, like I said, it's a better prospect.
So they're pretty equal in talent, and at least at the NBA level. Can you admit that? Here's Bronny, 1.4 game.
So let me ask you a question. You made a comment earlier about how many jersey sales, right? How much money he made for the team.
How many Amani Bailey jerseys?
Exactly. Now, would we be asking how many Bronny jerseys you have if his dad wasn't LeBron James? Which is
that's not the world we live in. LeBron James
just
happens to be his father.
But exactly. But it's not his fault.
That's a privilege. That's a
no. It's not his fault.
That's a ticket to the NBA.
But at the same time, if in my opinion, right, and I don't, look, he got to the league, whatever. But I'm saying I feel like people even that play in the NBA, like coming up, probably don't feel like he probably took someone's spot, like, and it's gonna be animosity based on the fact that
he's performing as good as people that got drafted ahead or behind him, he's doing phenomenal numbers in the G League. Even the guys who didn't go, the guys like I saw this whole thing about they were comparing like all the guys from this current draft and how they're doing in the G League, and Bronny's outperforming the majority of them, maybe all of them, to be honest with you. So guys that are in the G League, he's doing better than.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people that are actually in the NBA that got drafted ahead or behind him that are actually getting time, he's performing as good or better than. So why does he not deserve to be in the league? Because he's LeBron's son?
No, again. Okay,
You're a
so
hater.
let's Stephen
A. Marble.
So listen. Listen. If you take any prospect coming out of college, that's all you have to go off of, right? So I would take him coming out of college, regardless of what he's doing.
He come out of college.
But I'm saying I would take him based on what he's coming out of college. I would not, I think there were better players that would be on an NBA team that had better college, type setups, careers, so to speak. And it's no fault of his own. I would do the same thing. Look, if you can get your kid in executive or whatever law firm, like you have a friend, like more power to you.
You can't say that. You're not saying he doesn't have the talent. He has the talent. You can admit that, right?
Well,
enough talent to be drafted.
No. But Hugh, the talent is irrelevant. Like a lot of people had talent, and when there was segregation, couldn't go to a certain school. Nobody it didn't matter. So if you have the power and influence to actually talent, you can be as equally as talented, but. Yeah, he's gonna have. I'm acting like he got into the NBA primarily due to his dad being LeBron and saying point blank period, I want to play. So that's which I'm saying is not a problem. But at the end of the day, for others who don't have that, they may look at that as that being a problem.
They're haters. That's hating. That's
hating, hating, or whatever case may be. If
he didn't take anybody's roster spot, he earned that spot.
Yes, if someone's eating a cheeseburger in front of a homeless person and they're loving and enjoying a cheeseburger, and the homeless person asks them for some change or something, then they say, "No, I don't have anything. Whatever. I'll offer you the rest of my cheeseburger." Then
why would you want a half-eaten burger?
But no, I'm saying, but a person who has something, right? Can give to someone, right? Something. As a residual, I'm giving you part of the cheese, and this might feed you for the night. LeBron gave him a career, right? He can always say he went to the NBA. This might be his only contract. I don't think he'll be a journeyman or anything like that. It'll probably play out the contract. He, maybe go overseas if he still wants to play. But I don't think it's going to be a situation where he just wants to push that forward, as some others who would be in his position without.
I think he'll get better and end up somewhere, maybe with the Lakers or somewhere else. But
I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope it works out, as they all want it to work out. But I just.
So you think that Mr. Stephen A. Smith's criticism and his harsh words over the past, few months have been justified then, like what he was saying about?
Well, I think if you're in a public sphere and you make millions upon millions of dollars based on a public people consuming your product and your brand, then yes, you are part of public consumption and you are to be criticized by the public. The people pay, advertisers to, because people watch people who analyze, such as Stephen A., to break this all down. So it's all a cycle that he gets enriched by, right? Stephen A. talking about the NBA puts more collective bargaining, situations in play with TV rights and this, that, and the other, right? And those needles shift. So they all get money together based on, right, each other's respective roles. And he's an analyst, and he criticize however
he's more of a pundit than an analyst. I don't think he actually analyzed anything in a long time.
Well, I don't think anybody analyzes anything anymore. I mean, it's
legit analysts out there.
They're on 7 shows. How are they going to analyze anything? They're all pundits. They're on 7, 8 shows. ESPN, FS1. They're on 7, 8 shows. They have their own podcast. They're on 2 or 3 shows during the day. They don't have time. Back in the day, there was one show, right? You had your sports
center,
and that was like an actual sports center. That was a show. Remember? And
It used
now
to be
it's
fun,
Sports
yeah.
Center for a block of
But everybody,
so.
they all watch the pundits for their and it's all opinion based. But I
Yeah.
feel like, look, I'm not a dad yet, but I feel that I would have confronted him too if he was saying that crazy stuff, especially about he's kind of, and I think LeBron said it more so for the sake of himself, because he's saying, like, from my understanding, the way Stephen A. framed it was like, oh, you put your son in a bad situation, and he keeps repeating this bullshit, and it's like, look, his son's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants. Once he turns 18, he can do whatever he wants. This is a business move for both of them. Yeah, they made history. They sold a lot of jerseys for the Lakers. Bronny caught a 7-point-something million contract. You know what I mean? And that, mind you, that is the standard contract. It's funny. People was like, oh, he's overpaid. All those guys got that similar contract in that second round draft pick. The salaries are so crazy right now that the only people getting like 6-figure contracts are two-way players. So if you're going to be signed on as a second round draft pick,
second round is basically that's not that's
like it's
hard to make a team.
The freaking whatchamacallit, like the first round draft picks, the top draft picks getting 20 million something a year now.
Yeah.
Remember, like, back just a few drafts ago, the top draft pick was getting like 3-4 million.
Yeah, because it'd be like 18 million for like for like 3,
it's towards the tail end.
Yeah,
well, it's tail end. They break it up so at the last bit of your contract you're getting like 20 something million, whatever it is. But these guys are making money. And Bronny's getting a piece of that, which I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't listen. No one minds it, but it's okay for people to take note of how it occurred. Or partially, and that's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. Like if someone's a model and someone says, you know what, you get a lot because you're very attractive, that person should not say, what are you talking about? People inherently know, and I think he inherently knows, which makes it more personal for him, because typically that's what makes it harder for people to shrug it off if there's some truth to the matter, right?
Yeah.
Some people get worked up. He wouldn't necessarily react that way if someone was talking shit to him on the court or talking shit about Bronny on the court, right? And he was on the sidelines listening. Like, he wouldn't jump in the middle of the game and be like, yo, don't be talking to my son like that. Call him a bitch.
He probably wouldn't.
So that would be
that's just part of the
more,
game.
They've been going,
no, they was,
going to him, going at father son duo. Y'all ain't
they probably
would
have when Tyrese Maxey cooked Bronny in that one game. If LeBron's feelings like real sensitive about that, there might have been a brawl in that game, but it wasn't. That's basketball though. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's the same thing happened with Lonzo when Lonzo came in.
Yeah.
Anywho, speaking of, okay, Caleb Wilson. I thought this was an athlete. So Southern University mourns Caleb Wilson as more arrests are made in hazing. What happened with this? I haven't seen a hazing death. Omega Sci-Fi, they're rough.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah.
Apparently, he got punched in the chest and had a seizure or something.
Oh,
and he passed away from that. So.
Oh yeah, that happens. That shit like that is crazy. Let me see. Why am I share this tab? Oh, there we go.
I think 3 people. I think 3 people are arrested from it.
These guys right here.
Yes.
That's wild. I don't know. I almost I was gonna pledge Alpha Phi Alpha in college. Yeah, I did not though because I had other things to do like live my life. But this is this is wild. I didn't even, like I don't remember there being like a high profile death and those white kids. I remember these white kids drank somebody to death or something like that, or I don't remember what they did, but some kid got. It's crazy the hazing practices. Like the whites they'll beat you and they'll make you drink a lot and party at the same time. On the black side, they make you hide for 3 or 4 months and beat you. And when you come out looking, this is the girls and the boys, mind you. Right. I remember some girls when they pledged Delta, they look rough after that, man. Hair was all fucked up and bruised, like circles under their eyes, bruises all over their body. I was like, damn, bro. Yep. Sean, you ever want to pledge or do any of that shit? I don't know.
No.
Lauren, is that ever in your?
I've thought about it, but I don't think I need that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's pros and cons to it. I'm not sure.
I think fraternity life
it's the hazing part for me. I don't like that. I don't like the violence. So.
Yeah, I can't disappear for a couple of months and then just pop right back. You disappear for a whole semester. That's what happens, right? Or you just, I don't know what they make you do. But one of my boys, we used to DJ together parties, and he was an Asian kid, and he was pledging this Asian fraternity, and we still had to make money. He was the main guy. So they had him at the parties with me, and they had like a bodyguard on him. So he wasn't allowed to talk. So he'd be DJing and he couldn't talk to me or anybody else. He could talk to the guy, and that guy would say something to me. And I'm like, this is the stupidest shit I ever heard.
Yeah.
Now, what is that fraternity doing for nowadays? I don't know. I know some of the black fraternities, or even the white ones, they have like that brotherhood shit. They'll give you a job or whatever. Whatever, But I see some of them dudes, this is one cat I know. He's a Omega Sci-Fi, and he never left college, yo. He's still walking around with some gold, the same gold painted Timbs from back in the day, like.
Oh my goodness!
Still doing line dances and shit. And he's 40 years old.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
A lot of them brothers. Yeah, they don't. Not to say it's a bad thing, but if that's all you got, I mean,
it's
peak in college like that.
It's I don't know. I just never had that many people that I want to keep in contact with for that long.
It's so weird. Like,
it's just like that seems like a little too much. Like, I don't know, and have to be allegiant to so many, even those that I don't even know.
That's always my hesitation with joining those like the what's that one group like the Masons or the they asked me if I wanted to join the Boule, which like I don't even like that name. Like, what is that? Such a sounds so uppity. I don't want to be a part of an uppity group which they are, basically a bunch of uppity black people. I'm revoking my past right now by saying that.
I heard it's good for networking and stuff, but I mean I feel like you could do it without being in a fraternity or sorority. You just gotta speak up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It is in some senses because they're all successful people, but I'm not like I don't. That's why I wanted to get a feeling for what it was, and they would not like the person who's trying to recruit me wouldn't. They were like, well, once you go in there, you got to kind of make that decision. Like once you go in to this meeting, you can't go meet with them or kind of canoodle with them beforehand. So I was like, well, that's weird. Isn't that kind of like scary? Like, why would I not want to know what I'm getting into? Like, it's good. You'll love it. I'm like, really? I'll love it. Like, I like what I'm doing right now, which is meeting with a bunch of people that I know and not being shoved into a room full of people I never met before and trying to figure out what the situation is and then still joining up. But I don't know. It's all like
yeah, that's access, always the thing too. It's like forced network. Like this person, you have to be friend. You have to be friends with this person. You have to do business with this person. Like I don't necessarily have to, but at the end of the day, like
what if you don't like your brothers and sisters in that group, right? What if you like, oh, I don't like that person.
Yeah.
Like
well, there's no choice.
Question.
You gotta.
You have no choice. You always have to respect them and be akin to them in some way.
Yeah.
Or let them beat you to death like they did to this guy.
So
R.I.P. Caleb Wilson, who I thought was a college athlete. Oh, Caleb Martin.
Oh yeah. And there's Caleb and the quarterback too.
Yeah, isn't that his name, Caleb Martin?
No.
I don't know. We're not. This isn't a sports podcast.
Caleb Johnson. Yeah. Is it Caleb Johnson? Caleb Johnson.
It's like a slave name. You ever think about that? Like Caleb, like.
Well, they're
Toby. Toby. Removal of BLM paint on the streets of DC. I'm not against this. I feel like I have no bad feelings about the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that, but the BLM organization and the way it got kind of like the fraud and all that stuff is whatever. And I feel like a lot of black people kind of understand now that, yes, I think it was just a bad marketing at the time. I mean, I don't know. I was into it for, kind of like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Then when you start breaking it down a little bit, it was bad marketing. And then the organization being fraudulent on the other side was bad too. So I don't know. They say they're scrubbing the streets of DC of the BLM sign on the street, which is to me, whatever. Like I said, what do you think? Other black people.
You know, it's I don't know. It's one of those things where, again, I always premise everything I say. I'm very cynical of all this kind of stuff. I think that there was a time people would go down and it was marching down and everybody was like very involved in that area, and then just went away, which is what tends to happen, right? We always need some type of needle, right, to push forward. We always need something to like give us hope or motivation, and then things transition and they go away. It's the same reason why the place where you used to play when you was a kid is now a metropolis of a apartment complex or whatever the case may be, right? It's just transition.
In the 1960s, there used to be peace signs on the streets and shit. People painted over that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's part of what happens.
We know Black Lives Matter.
So I don't. I try not to get so ambitiously caught up into like these types of things, because that's what makes people
virtue signaling.
People only care about those types of things. Hey, we're gonna give you a statue. Cool.
You know what pissed me off?
We're taking it away. We should be upset about it. I don't get
it. Like, fuck the statue.
What's going on?
And the BLM sign. But you know what pissed me off though the most during this whole thing? When white people had BLM flags in front of their houses.
It was, it was a movement. It's like,
No, it was not to that. No, it was like the worst. This could be a lot of the worst person I think in this world is super liberal white people. They're the ones that keep their foot on the black man's neck. That's the way I look at it. Super liberal white people. Oh, we need social programs. You need welfare. You need this. You need that. No, they instead of they give their money to that bullshit rather than saying, "Here, let me help you start a business. Let me help you get into college." They don't support those things. They just support programs or politics that keep basically minority people of color poor. It's a different power structure. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think the that's the fundamental problem, right? Is like how to keep poor people poor is actually a funnel of money that happens, right? You just described money going a certain way, people donating, right? And somehow it gets
where does it
to
go?
The point of just keeping so I think that's really where we get to the point of like what's happening, right? Is are they keeping people poor, or is there a problem with what system is in place in which you're donating to, right? So I think that's where, and that's why I'm always critical about all the rhetoric, so to speak, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to brass tacks, like what's happening behind the scenes, and a lot of times no one knows or understands, and it's easy to shift in what people care about in those moments. So,
what do you think, Lauren?
I think I agree with Sean. Like, things come to an end. I think it caught a lot of people off guard, but they got to look at the times we're in. We're now in a Republican, country. So I'm sure they were very ready and prepared to get that off the street. But as long as you know that you matter, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
You can continue to use your voice and speak up about things, but don't let something like that discourage you, because it's way bigger issues going on than a street that says Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of reminds me. You ever see that clip of Lil Wayne during the height of the movement, where he was getting interviewed by 60 Minutes, and the interviewer asked him about Black Lives Matter, and he was like, "What's that?" And he starts because he's Lil Wayne. You gotta understand, Lil Wayne been privileged since he was like 12 years old. He's never he's never seen. Obviously he's seen the worst of the worst. He got shot and he was poor, and then the minute he turned 15 or something like that, like 12, 15, he was on the road, like money, gold teeth, all this crap. So he's lived he's seen both sides, and then he's like, he didn't understand it. He's like, look. Like my Black life matters. Like, like, what kind of question is that? Like, I got and to me it was like, okay, you're out of touch. right? But also at the end of the day, in hindsight, you kind of have a point. If you don't have the self-confidence enough to like, and this is not this doesn't go for everybody in the movement, nor does it go for the people who are critical of the movement saying what they have to say. But I feel like the fact that, and like going back to the marketing aspect of it, a phrase like Black Lives Matter, like, it's something that should, pretty much asked and answered already. We've gone through the civil rights, we've gone through all that stuff. So yes, we understand that Black Lives Matter, but it kind of distracts you from the core issue, because most people were arguing over the phrase Black Lives Matter more so than they were arguing about the issue. Right? Which was police brutality, which was discrimination, which was all the stuff that led to DEI. So, we had a whole summer, 2 summers, I think, of, once, when was they rioting and stuff? 2020, 2021? Whenever. Like, people, protesting, rioting and all that. And we saw a lot of death, a lot of destruction. We saw a lot of didn't we see like takeovers of cities and stuff, like crazy stuff? And it all came to an end gradually, and nothing's really changed. I mean, we had some DEI, which now is a taboo thing, and even black people think DEI is stupid because it all kind of just, it didn't really, it got hijacked by other people. White women benefited more, transgenders benefited more, black people got left out in the cold again. So it's always something. Like,
it is.
They always ask us to be on the front line for our own causes, and then somebody else just takes everything, the fire away. Oh man, we got to build like our own big bubble community. This Dr. Umar and Minister Farrakhan will be our president and vice president. That's it. And just move there, like a little mini Wakanda type of jump off, right? Kanye will be like a minister.
He's bringing back Sunday service. So
Sunday service! I can't wait to see that. Like, he's probably gonna be.
You know what he's gonna come out in.
That Klan suit.
Oh god.
Oh, did you see
I think so.
that Klan shit? He posted the Klan suit. I saw that joint. I was like, Kanye, a funny man, yo. He just trying to keep himself relevant. I think people just stop paying attention now. Like, they don't care. Like, oh, this is Kanye. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, eventually, that's what happens.
Yeah. It's something. I would say it's wild, but it's really not. I can't. Like, it's just so like hyperbolic, so like dumb. Like, I don't know, man. Hairstylist drags teen client for payment. Drags, like, really?
Oh,
like, really
I saw it.
Yeah, you should pull it up.
I'm pulling
the video.
I saw that. That's crazy.
It was in Prince George County, Maryland. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's sound on this. Oh, I seen this.
Yeah.
You just tried to right? You lucky on
Jayla claims the 15-year-old was trying to leave without paying for the $150 service that included a weave with tracks. Jayla cutting the weave out of the teen's hair with scissors because she says the teen did not pay for the service.
She ran. Forget tried. She ran without paying me.
And then what did you do?
I dragged her by her hood back into the salon until I can get paid, or, until the police come, or until, she let me take out the service. Because it's like she literally ran outside like she was about to be gone. I feel like if I didn't do that, she would have been gone and I would have just never been paid.
But the 15-year-old's mother says Jayla also dragged her by her hair when she grabbed her hood, and said in the video that has more than 54 million views, you can see 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham dragging her 15-year-old client, accidentally sent the money to the wrong Cash App and was trying to pay Jayla.
It's just absolutely absurd. It's viral. It's all over the country.
And how is she dealing emotionally with this?
Emotionally, not good. Not good at all.
Accidentally sent the money to the wrong Cash App and
It's crazy.
So she sent it to the wrong cat. Is that really what happened?
That's what they saying, but I feel like she wasn't trying to pay. I mean, that happens a lot. People be trying to, get off. Be like, I don't have the money.
Yo, the hair costs like $200-$300. Then the service itself.
Yeah. You see how he emphasized it. He said weave with tracks.
With tracks and shit.
It was like,
oh, why? Like, It's crazy. A lot of women are switching back to wigs now. My wife wears wigs now. She's just like, I'm tired of getting my hair pulled and treatments and stuff. So she gets her hair straightened just to make it easier to put a wig on now. And they look fine to me. Like sometimes I look at it and I can see the little net. Sometimes and I'm like,
wait, what does she usually get? What does she? She used to
get like Beyonce style. Like she's paid $700-800 to get her hair done. Like when I first met her, I thought that was her real hair. I was because I could track a weave from anywhere. I saw that shit. I was like, ooh, she got beautiful natural hair. I thought she was mixed. Remember? I don't know if you remember that, Sean. When I first was dating this mixed girl.
You said you could track a weave from anywhere. That's funny.
I can't. I can see. I used to date a girl in college. She had like a smelly weave, yo. You ever smell a funky weave? Like with the like if you had it, you keep your hair clean. That's good. But like this girl, she had braids in her head, and she was constantly patting her head because it was itchy. And you know, we was trying to watch a movie or some shit, and I smelled it. It smelled on her head. It smelled like I can never forget the smell. It was like this. It smelled terrible. Not terrible. It was just a funky smell. Like, just like something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't the freshest smell ever. So I said, nah, I'm good. We stopped talking a little bit after that. Yeah, but the hair, I can't date no smelly weave, man. You gotta take care of that. Wash it. I know if the more you wash it, the less it stays in there, right? So I don't know.
Well,
yeah, we're beyond those days, weaves and shit. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
pay your bill. Pay your bill.
If
you get the weave done, pay the bill.
I'll never understand Cash App either. There's so many other why is it? And this go like lower income black and white people love Cash App so much. Like Venmo's better.
You know what? It's so funny. I've realized that that's definitely
yeah.
So
isn't that
like,
weird? Is it the marketing?
I'd be like, hey, can I Zelle? Can I?
I think it's the marketing. Wait, how's Venmo better in Zelle in y'all opinion?
I like Zelle. I like Zelle. Zelle is I like Zelle most. I mean, it's easiest for me for Zelle.
Well, Zelle can connect right to. You could use Zelle via your banks.
Yeah.
So if you go in your banking app, it's a little more secure, I guess.
Yeah.
It's connected there, or your business. I do a lot of like my business transactions with some people. I don't have like an actual Zelle account. It's just connected to my bank account. And Venmo I like because there's a little bit of a social aspect to it. Like I don't know, Cash App just seems so. I never thought about using it. I've been using Venmo for so damn long. I just don't think like Cash. Oh, what and Cash App? I gotten scammed on Cash App like business stuff.
Yeah,
like, we send somebody something and then they don't do the service, and then we're like, how do you get the money back? And then Cash App is like, yeah, you're asked out. Like Venmo gives you a little bit of safeguard, same as PayPal. So, yeah, but I don't know. What do you use, Lauren? Like both or what?
I use Cash App, but I don't mind using Zelle or what's the other one?
Venmo.
Yeah, I just never really used it. Like I know my bank account is linked with Venmo, but I just never.
Well, it depends on who you're sending money to. And most people have Cash App. They use. I cringe every time somebody asks me, "Can you Cash App me something?" I'm like, "Oh, come on! I gotta open up this stupid app." So it's like Venmo is so much easier. I don't know why. Just put the money in. Like Zelle even
have
too.
To check it out.
Yeah.
It's what you prefer. I mean, we all at the end of the day have to use them for sending people money, which I prefer not to do. Like if you're gonna do something, why are you asking me for money? Like, unless it's some kind of a business transaction. I don't like sending. Like I don't remember the last time I sent a friend or my wife or anybody money. Well, now my wife does. We split things sometimes. Or if she buys something for her mom that I'm paying for, like a plane ticket. Like I bought the plane tickets for this one thing we did, and so she Venmoed me the money back. But I don't like to send people money like that. I don't know why we were talking about this. Oh yeah! Oh, the hair. She paid for the hair with this Cash App.
She sent it to the wrong place.
Yeah, if you send it to the wrong place, that's crazy. I can only imagine a few $100s going to the wrong place. That girl ain't never gonna pay you then, for real, because that just went to somebody else. So, and you gotta be real meticulous the way you key in people's names. And people got dumb names on there, yo.
Yeah,
it'd be like
super
Frankie with 3 E's on it. I'm like, but there's Frankie with 2 E's. So if I misspell it wrong and I send it to Frankie with 2 E's, I lose all my damn money because your stupid ass can't come up with a name that's easy to key in on Cash App or whatever. Such a ratchet. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Anyway. Your man's Trump. He's banning every word in the dictionary from the government. Let's see this. I was counting all the words that matter to me, and it's funny. A lot of them do, you know.
Right.
It's really weird how. So, black, you know, if I can't say black, you can't say DEI no more.
What do you mean?
Oh, look at this. Look at these. This is the list. Can you see this?
What is this? Banned
Yeah, I'm
by
looking on my phone too.
No.
They need to ban the N-word.
Oh, that's good. I thought that word was. Well, these are words. They're not. It's not like really a ban.
Yeah.
Did they say you can't say the N-word here?
No, it's not on there.
Oh, it's not. Why would you ban black then? That don't make no
Right.
damn sense. All right. Assemble. You can't say assemble in the government anymore. Activism. Why? Advocacy. Advocates. Advocate. Affirming care. All inclusive. Come on, bro.
Anti-racism.
You can say racism though. Can you say racism?
Probably can't.
Racism. You can't say anti-racism or racism. Oh, why am I scrolling so hard? Pause. Equity. Like, what is equal? Equality. I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. Females, feminists, ethnicity. So basically, we can't talk to each other. Gulf of Mexico. This is crazy. I do like that we changed it to Gulf of America. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a bold.
Yeah,
move.
I'm not too bad. Yeah, I'm
not mad at that. And it's silly that anybody would not say otherwise. But like just banning that, come on, hate speech. You're basically just saying, okay, so we can go say whatever the fuck we want, you know, historically.
Wild.
You know what it is?
I don't even know what this. I don't even know what this means. Banning with I don't even know what this means.
No, it's changing the framework of how we think within the confines of our government. So if you can't say historically, that means you can't cite precedents into the constitutional or Supreme Court rulings or whatever legal rulings and stuff. So historical stuff, like you're erasing history. You're saying, hey, you can't. Well, not erasing, but you're saying people can't talk in a certain context anymore. So around equity and inclusion, you can't talk about being BIPOC. I hate the word BIPOC or whatever the fuck. I never knew what BIPOC meant. Well, somebody explained it to me. I was like, oh, that's what that fucking shit meant. What? Yeah, throw it that way. Or Latinx, like Latinos, Latinas, they don't like that shit. Latinx, get the fuck out of here. You know, like nobody likes that shit. And the he, him, her, their shit. Like, yeah.
Pronouns.
The pronouns, man. Yeah, I don't think. Can you say pronoun? You can't say pronoun or pronouns.
Oh wow. Can't say prostitute. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't.
No, conservatives don't like selling. I mean, unless they're doing the buying. You can't sell, but you can buy. Well, only certain people can buy. Sex. You can't say sex. Fuck. Now, these are the same people who are free speech advocates, right? Pregnant people. Pregnant person. You can say pregnant woman, though. I'm not. Well, people, look, these are pronouns, obviously, but like I understand because of the movement behind, which is, have you ever heard that term? What they call it? Where they were talking about, what was it? It was around certain people wanted to, instead of saying you're a pregnant woman, you had to say like somebody. Oh my God. You guys don't even know what I'm thinking about right now. Like they wanted to change it to like baby carrier, baby holder or something. They didn't want, because what if a trans person gets pregnant? Right? So now you gotta be mindful of that person. But I thought you were a woman. Oh no, but if a trans man gets pregnant, right? You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't, because a trans woman can't get pregnant. But a trans man can. So a woman that turns into a man can get pregnant. So they don't want to, they said, these people said, well, I don't want women to own that being pregnant thing. So they wanted to change it to like baby carrier or life vessel or some bullshit. And people went up in arms, like actual real women who want to be women said, nah, fuck you. So I agree with that shit too. Like it's weird because I really feel like a lot of this stuff has gone way overboard. And this is from the other side now. The other side has said, look, we're tired of listening to this. So we're just gonna ban all these words because we don't feel like listening to them. But I can see the hypocrisy here.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? They banned trans and transgender and transsexual, but they didn't ban the slur word for it, which I'm not gonna say. Because you get in trouble for saying that now. You know what I'm with the Y at the end? Mm-hmm. You can say that though. You can say that now, but you can't say the other stuff, the proper words. Sad days we're living in here. It's just so victim. You can't say victim anymore. Women, you can't. Okay, so you can't say women anymore. Vulnerable populations. Oh my God. So your president, Sean, is advocating for this. Now, mind you, it's not like they're banning words, but this is the first. They're not actually banning this. Is just a preferred set of language that they're going to scan every email for that you can't use, which is ridiculous. This is the first steps into fascism. You control. You try. They test things. They say, hey, if this goes through, next thing you know, they're burning books. This is what the next step is. What do you think about this? Are you for this?
I don't think we're too far past. We're too far past as a society in American fabric of society. We're too far past. There's way too many people.
Watch your word. I think you can say people.
No. There's too many people. So and think
you can't
about
say people.
When you think about like
people plus uterus, you can't say
like Nazi Germany and all that. We think about like how that all like the propaganda and how that infiltrated that society, right?
This is where it started. They made the Jews like certain people had to wear a sign. Like they just deported
this was a broken society when this all happened. You had
this now
more than 50% of the population probably at that point when Nazi Germany really infiltrated and took over that population and under the poverty line. A lot of people were in dire straits, and the only option, right, was, hey, I can go this way. And that's we've got too much going on respectively that the masses would never let some crazy shit like extreme happen. Now things can
this is happening in front of us.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying is that
they just detained a guy for being for protesting, a guy with a green card, and they're deporting him.
Yeah, but there were people that were in Guantanamo Bay that weren't necessarily terrorists. That was still happening, and everything was okay. Everything went to the way it went, right? So I don't think we take too much into this specifically. The fabric of humanity in this country. I think I have a little bit more. Like,
I agree.
We've got more sense, right, than falling victim to the nonsense.
Yeah.
As a whole, people are gonna fall victim to nonsense. We know that.
Yeah. So Lauren, you're a woman. You can't say women anymore.
Woman.
Oh, you're one woman, but when you're if you and your homie were there, the girl, we can't call y'all women. How do you feel about that?
It's very disappointing. I don't know what to say, honestly. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, from what I saw in the article, it says something about they're banning it from government websites or government agencies. But I'm sure if they're doing that now, they're gonna try to trickle it down to like even saying it in real life, which is crazy. I mean, what are we supposed to be called? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if these motherfuckers came out and just wanted to call y'all bitches. That's the way this fucking. I'm dead serious. Like hoes, whatever they want to call y'all, women, and like just switch black people to the N-word, all types of stuff. Like I am not would not be surprised if that's what would happen here. They have no sense in the world, but when they get their way, and they're fucking. I still don't understand like how people are so dumb. I saw you ever watch that Jubilee channel where they have like those
The
round
debates.
tables? They had Sam
Yeah.
Cedar on there recently, and it just came every post went viral. This one dude, a conservative who voted for Trump, I think the guy was gay. He seemed kind of gayish. Can I say gay? I don't know. Whatever. But he was arguing with Sam Cedar and said the stupidest thing ever. This man said, and this is a typical. He's a Trump supporter. He goes, government agencies get a tax cut for hiring DEI people, black people, whatever. How does a government fucking agency get a tax cut? It's funded by our taxes. How do you give? This is how stupid some of these people are, and how like brainwashed. What do they call broken? Their brains are broken by this whole movement. You're literally saying to me that you can't. A government agent, and the guy was so adamant about it. And Sam Cedar, I don't know if you guys know who Sam Cedar is. He's a liberal commentator. He has like his own channel called the Minority Report. Very good.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
So I watch him sometimes. He's a little too nerdy for me, and he's but I like him sometimes. But he did this whole thing. It was brave of him to go up there in front of 20 crazy people, but. He said to the man, because he was just like, I can't talk to you. You're not even making any sense. So he goes, I guess the only thing that we could agree on is that the sun came out today, I guess. That's it. And like everybody started laughing. But it's not funny. Like people actually think like this. And this one girl was just a straight up Nazi on there. You gotta watch. I'll send you all the clip, like the video. It's worth the watch. It's like almost 2 hours long because they do these 20-minute roundtable sessions. Well, Lauren, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where they kind of shotgun like questions out there. So they do this with liberals and conservatives. They put a liberal like a liberal or conservative voice that who has platform up there, and they debate 20 random people. And it's so interesting to see the difference between how like some of these right wingers think with no logic. Like I know they purposely pick out the dumbest of the crop, but you can't be that dumb when you just like deny. Like somebody fact checks you in real time. And says, okay, yeah, and you got to think like if you think logically, a government agency does not get a tax cut. Like it's funded by the taxes. So how are they getting a tax cut? So, and the guy was so like, oh, look it up. It's there. Where? Look it up where? You know what I mean? It's so weird. But there's always some, like, to what Sean was saying, you could, I think you said earlier, or with some conversation we had, you can find a point that agrees with any point that you have on the internet somewhere, right? Somebody will say something and then automatically it's fact. That's what's crazy about the internet.
Yeah.
Some of the weird shit we say, or I say, whatever, just goes out there like climate science is bad.
Yeah, crowdsource affirmation. I mean, I went on Nordstrom.com, and everywhere you go from there, you want to buy a bag, you want to buy these sneakers. You're basically kind of forced into situation. It's funny. Me and Jenna were watching Bar Rescue or some show like that, and we saw barbecue on the show, and we was like, oh, we'll get some barbecue. And we actually ordered barbecue.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean we are very influenced by marketing and media.
Yeah.
We believe things that we shouldn't necessarily without fact checking for anything. So I don't know. I just worry about our society in a sense because whenever somebody tells me do your research or do the research, I don't believe. Like, do what you want me to research something to prove, like to prove you right for one. But then if I do the research and I come back to you with the facts, you still deny that. So everybody's truth is their own truth.
Yeah.
Right. Which I think is a stupid thing to say too, because there's no. And the people who say facts over feelings and shit, like they lie too. Like it's just such a. We've cracked the code on being like, what's the word? Stubborn or stupid about like whatever. Like we don't even like we deny like when you debate somebody, there has to somewhat be some kind of clear winner. There's no more like to me. I don't think there's. I always said this about debating with people. I hate it when people say agree to disagree. Because there's only I feel like there's always one right or wrong or best answer. Meeting in the middle means a compromise, in my opinion. So if you can't say, hey, yeah, I hear what you're saying. This is how I feel. This is how you feel. But I feel like, look, if you're gonna get like, there should be a middle ground, right? And that's like, with the abortion thing, the middle ground is the terms that you have, right? You can't. If you want to get an abortion, you have to do it within a certain time frame to keep people on one side and the other side happy, somewhere meet in the middle, right? Shouldn't have nothing to do with religion or whatever. And when people start like putting that slanted view on it, like how is it religion, like based on religion when I might be Muslim or atheist? You know what I mean? Like I don't believe in your God, so I could go get 20 abortions if I want. I'm still gonna, whether I go to hell or not, it don't matter because I don't believe in what you believe. So why can't I get an abortion? You know what I mean? Like people, and when you answer that question, they're like, "Well, you must live this way because God's gonna." Like I don't. Most people should just say, "I don't give a fuck," which they don't, and then it's just it's a weird world, man. I keep trying to figure out how do you get people unbreak people's brains. That's a fast. There should be some kind of pill like Ozempic. You could shoot up Ozempic and lose a few pounds. Like there should be something
to make you open minded.
Yeah, not even open minded, but also just like understand how to critically think about things. Because everybody thinks they're a genius because they have a phone right now, and and you could that they think Chat GPT is too liberal or Chat GPT is too conservative based on their worldview. I don't know, man. And it's crazy. That's why I really respect you, Sean, for the way you can openly say that you do certain things based on your experience in life, and it changes over time. Now, obviously, this point in your life, what you've done is regrettable, and I know 5-10 years from now, we'll be having the same conversation. You'll be like, "Damn, I wish I had done what we talked about instead of doing what I did then. I'm definitely going to vote this way next time." But you live and learn, because I've done stupid things. I've gone along with the wrong person. I've done the wrong.
But again, right? I said in the text, the Electoral College, right? It didn't much matter. Didn't much matter. I mean, I live in Maryland, right? So. Whoever you voted for, it went the way that it went for Kamala. So at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, right? Like where you live, where you choose to live is somewhat where some of your stances are, right? I wouldn't live in the sticks of Idaho because there's a lot of factors there that I would not want to deal with, right? So sometimes people migrate or live in places where they feel comfortable on a multitude of levels. I love the DMV area, for the reasons that, I support and have opportunities to support people that look like me, and we have opportunities to support each other. And, there's a lot of great people doing great things, in the minority community here in all facets, and necessarily you don't get that in other parts. So I wouldn't necessarily want to live in those parts. So where I voted is neither here nor there. Where I live, what I do, what I support, and everything shifts. Everything shifts, So my whole life, has been one way, and then I took, I decided there was nothing good about, in my opinion, either way of this going. I think we would have been very compromised with the Ukraine thing a lot, which we are. I think that's still a problem, but I think those things would have been interesting to deal with on the other side. I don't know how that would have gone, if there would have even been a chance to try to get the two sides together, Ukraine and Russia, to even do anything. Who knows? But I do feel like there's some chaos, and I think we need someone. He kind of does look right at chaos and keep pushing forward through it, which is. In some respects, he creates his own chaos, but in some respects, you kind of need somebody who can do that and not run away and hide. So I feel like the times that we're in now,
so he's protected. He can't run away. But he can't. He's president. But like,
but we didn't see Biden for like
down,
a year.
Bro.
Yeah. Stock market's down.
Stock market's down, bro. I was crying a little bit. I told you, I've been crying.
It's up and down. I mean, it's cycles, man.
This is unheard of. Somebody's creating uncertainty purposely.
Well,
this ain't like COVID happening. That's one thing. I'm talking about like he's literally just saying, "Hey, I'm going to put tariffs on everybody," and then pulls away the next day and says, "I'm not going to do it." Now everybody's like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" Even the people that support him, that are in in power, money power, or whatever, they're like, "Yo, this thing is crazy." Can I say the N word? Oh yeah, I can say the N word according to this doctor in here. Yeah, I can say that. So yeah, this nigga's crazy, yo. He's crazy. I can't say black though.
I think that
God.
I think the entire
Confirmation
system is a little warped, and that's it's we can't get away from the fact that we have a figurehead, we have a trophy, right? When we have a president, we have someone who needs to install all values and all things into all.
It's not
people.
that. It's
no, but that's the thing that people feel, right? Like,
yeah, but that's when the office had some prestige to it,
it's
and people respected the office. They don't respect it anymore.
Well, no, I'm saying as far as like people feel like you vote or who somebody voted for depicts who that person is, not necessarily the president, but who that person is, right? So Trump is crazy, wild, or whatever.
But that embodies all American idealism. He does that, like all of the stuff that in this new social media age, all the underbelly of America.
Yeah. Our candidates are reflective of our candidates are reflective of our constituency, right? Or the people, right? But at the end of the day, whoever you vote for that's not who necessarily you are or depicts you as a person.
Certain aspects of me it does.
Well,
and you too, Lauren. Even you, maybe.
No, well,
there's certain things about Trump I like. He's funny, right? I think he's a funny guy.
So think about what I'm saying, right? So like
he likes nice things. I like gold toilets.
Okay, so think about what I'm saying. So if you are in high school or whatever, and you go. Remember when high school we go to Taco Bell and that we'd be hooked on fast food, right? That's all we ate, right? That's all we had.
Fried like churro things. Those were delicious. That's the first thing I ate from Taco Bell. Those are good, right?
Yeah, and today we still eat all those things. If we if we get like a thirst for that, we're like, oh, we would just want to. It's 2 a.m. right? We want like Taco Bell or some shit. But that doesn't define who we are, right? As a person, like going to Taco Bell, eating Taco Bell. But people, right?
Maybe.
There's some people. But listen. There's some people in society, and listen to what I'm saying closely. Some people in society no. But honestly, because I want to make this
turn up the volume.
but there are some people in society that would judge people that eat Taco Bell as a person, like literally.
Of course,
there are people, but you say of course, but that doesn't make any sense. So what I'm saying,
some people judge you for eating pork, but there's reasons for that, like religious reasons and stuff. Right?
But I understand, but there's reasons for that, but there's no reason that anybody can judge anybody for that, right? You can not eat it for your own reasons personally, but you should never judge someone for the reasons that you don't eat it. Right? Or you don't like it. So my thing is, my position is always that position is that I never judge anybody for what I do or don't do, right? Or what they do or don't do. I'm just not in that position to do so. So I have no proclivity of judging or having an opinion of someone else's personal decision to go either way. It doesn't change how I feel about them. What changes how I feel about that person is how they react to certain things. So if George Floyd's killed in the street and that person's reaction is, right, who voted for that person, either way, right, is a certain way, then that heightens, right, an awareness of how I think about that person, right? But I would never think that person before would have an opinion one way or another because they voted on that person, right? And that's the whole problem I think we get to is like someone says they voted for this person, that person. Well, you must care about you like a women beater, or you like a this, or you like a that. Like that's not necessarily what someone's liking. Or supporting. It's but you can't get around.
You also are accepting of those things if you're voting for that person at the end of the day.
Well, the other person you're accepting of a lot of things.
So convicted rapist and con man / convicted felon. That's our current president. That's okay. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
No,
It doesn't.
no,
It doesn't. Why would you want somebody who has no moral ethics or code to be your leader?
But no, that's not what I'm saying, because that's not who I'm picking to be my leader, so to speak, right? And that's not the position I'm in to lead me in any way. No, but
He's
look,
leading you. He's leading you straight. He's leading your stock portfolio to the shit.
So let's.
You might be in jail for just being black sooner or later.
So let's.
I can't say black.
So let's
A
again.
Negro. He might be in jail for being a Negro.
This is why I say all the time is that I can't be in a position to have worn Nikes and have an iPhone and have an HP computer. I can't be in a position of owning those things or consuming those things and be in a position of saying I'm for or against. I have a position like we are in a society where you can't get around. There's social injustice. There's inhumane situations going on just to basically give us the quality of life that we have just on our day-to-day stance in life. So it's hard for me to have a moral high ground or segment into like, well, he can't be president. Well, then somebody shouldn't be CEO of Apple, or somebody shouldn't be CEO of Nike, or somebody shouldn't be CEO of.
Then you just said CEO of three different companies.
But I'm saying
their CEOs aren't convicted rapists or convicted felons, or want to erase the word black from the English language.
But what I'm saying is if there's children or if there's atrocities or things that happen in order for us to get the products that we get, and these are known facts in some of these warehouse facilities and some of these places that manufacture.
That's capitalism,
different things.
Bro. That's different stuff. Different stuff.
Okay,
man.
okay.
And
so
if
now
we had leaders, if we had more leaders and people that would stop those atrocities from happening, maybe we'd be in a better space. So why enable that by electing a guy who's going to encourage those things even more?
But we're enabling these things every day. Says you're the person
you're amplifying.
There's Tesla, right? So now all of a sudden, do you need to sell your Tesla, or are you going to order a new one? You're ordering a new one.
Well, Teslas, from my understanding, they're not like what?
But I'm saying, so does that mean because
lithium-ion battery?
Because Elon did a Nazi thing or whatever, now you don't rock with Tesla anymore?
You don't fuck what Elon Musk does.
But exactly is what I'm saying.
I'm saying, but you're talking about leaders, not corporations.
No, but the car.
This is the person who leads us and is our representative amongst other countries.
So
Elon Musk is not that. I mean, he might be that right now.
So the car you drive, and so you're going back to the point I made. Someone judges someone when eating Taco Bell. Someone judges someone on who they vote for. Someone judges someone on what car you drive. All these things, right? That you're saying that you can judge someone because it's a president. All I'm saying is all these things are created equal because no one can judge anyone. No,
the leader of the free world is not the same as the CEO of Tesla.
No one can say you're a Nazi because you drive a Tesla. Because people say,
I mean, they can say whatever they want. I don't care.
Well, exactly, but no one can say that you are that thing.
But
no one can
people
say
can
that.
say that you're a Nazi if your country is led by a Nazi. Like in war, like if somebody says, "Okay, we're going to go to war with the U.S.," they're over here fighting all of us, not just the stupid president who banned the word bias. Or banned breastfeeding and breastfeeding plus people. These are the words that he did. So you're talking about this idiot who just did all these stupid things. Now, mind you, they'll come after me soon for just saying he's an idiot. That's what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I'll be in jail.
If a person who voted for someone else, right, anyone in general, then that person is a better person?
No, I'm not saying that.
So it doesn't matter. People vote for whoever they want to vote for, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. But
it's sort of like a stigma. There's a stigma to MAGA, same way there's a stigma to being black or Hispanic or white. There's always something like when there's a negative energy associated with that.
I don't fall victim to that though. That's what I'm saying.
I know you don't fall victim to it.
So for me, I mean, it's a stigma for someone else that's thinking about it that way.
I have a question.
It's not a stigma for me in that way.
Question.
I don't.
I get what you're saying, but if the day comes that there is some kind of like, if there is a war, right, like a civil war, and they say all able-bodied men have to fight, what side are you going to fight for? The Trump side or the other side?
What do you mean?
If they say, hey, the other side, meaning whatever, Kamala Harris, whatever the fuck.
Hold
Like,
on, you're
what
talking about
side-
civil? You're talking about
If
civil
there was
war?
a civil war, what side would you like? If it's Trump's people that want to ban the word at risk and barrier, or would you fight on the other side that's trying to get the country back to normal?
Well. There's no in a civil war in the way
If they said Sean Marble, you have to fight.
No. Well,
you have to fight.
Well, that wouldn't.
You have. I know what side I'm fighting for. It's not the side that's banning biological female.
But what we have to understand in a civil war, there wouldn't be necessarily a president side or this, that, and the other. It would just be right.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd be fighting against. It'd be Trump's side versus whoever.
No. If it got to a point of a civil war, that it would be a total coup. Like it would be martial law. Like people would just be surviving and fighting for it. Would probably go to a racial thing at that point.
Well, maybe,
likely.
But
Yeah,
at the
if
end
it
of
was
the
like
day,
that.
I don't.
And
think,
I would fight for on my side of the coin with my people. Like at the end of the day, if it came down to something like that, but
there you go. That's all I needed to hear.
But
I just think that makes sense.
Wait,
who's your people though? Wait.
My people, like my people, who like all my.
Give me a clear. Is your people the
like
black
who
people, the BIPOC?
No.
What is it?
All my people I care about, all my people that are my family, my people I love, like my people. Like I would fight with my people if it was because civil war would be about survival, and that's again what I'm saying is I would never get to a point of
not survival.
If things were happening, if things were happening that way, I wouldn't be looking.
Like, what if they rounded people up and they rounded me up because I said. Like clean energy, that's a banned word. Like if I was talking crazy against the government,
I would always be on a humanity side. So it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a side of this side or that side. My side is always just try to do what's right at the end of the day. And look, and whoever someone is for or against or this, that, and the other, there's so many different facets to like what happens in that scenario. There's no way for anyone to typecast anyone, right? It's impossible. So I would never have a side or a thing. Even when I voted for Obama, whatever, I would never be like, oh, I'm on Obama's side or whatever. It's like, well, what's the side in general? I'm not on a person's side.
You generally,
like, what's the cause? What's the thing? What's happening?
When you fight, like Ukraine is fighting against Russia, there's certain people that would fight on the Russian side in Ukraine as well. So it's like you have to think about like your ideals. What side best fits your ideals? And
those people who would fight for another side have probably a personal experience based on their family, their dynamic, their situation. I don't think anybody in those situations when it goes to complete, total, utter oblivion has a side. I think they go off of necessity. Hey, my family.
Well, the necessity here is white supremacy.
This.
That's the big thing that they're trying to conserve. Like the fact that white males run everything. And if you look at the makeup of our government right now, for the most part, it's white males calling the shots again and doing a horrible job of it. So it's and you get this kind of in history. If all things go the way I think they're gonna go, which is gonna suck because I'll be poor, we'll look back and say this is what white men or white people did to stay in power, and it literally destroyed the greatest country in the world for just to maintain some kind of sense of
power.
Their supremacy, right? Like that's it. Just like their supremacy over other people that's been fading. Imagine if all colored people, even like Africa, man, if we got over there and got them brothers organized.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big migration, people getting citizenship and
I would totally, but they don't want to. It's like, but they're poisoned by that ideology too, that European shit, whether it's religion or like even India, all of them, they want to be like white Europeans, which baffles my mind. All these beautiful cultures want to be like these savages for real. Like if you look historically, like Europeans, even Americans have done some of the most savage, heinous things, dropping atomic bombs, genocides, all types of crazy shit. All Caucasian.
I mean, humans, man, we have a lot of I don't know. There's a lot to humanity, and it's just it's unfortunate, at the end of the day. But it's there's no the problem in all of this is that there's no one stroke of the pen that changes any of this. It's we collectively try to do what we do, and that's all we can ask for at the end of the day. Because Trump being president, there's a shift that's going to happen after, and this is going to happen this way and that way, and there's always going to be anxiety about what's to come. And because, like I said,
nothing
before,
ever really changes though. Like that's what we're seeing.
Every presidency, there's going to be some natural disaster. There's going to be some, huge to do thing that happens, or some, there's going to be some conflict. It happens every time. So, I mean, that's where we are.
Yeah, I guess just wrap it up there. Sorry for putting you on the spot again with all that stuff. I'm glad you're fighting on the right side when that war comes. I got some guns for you already. So. I guess. Yo, have you guys ever used a smart toilet?
How does it work?
I don't know yet. My plumber didn't come today. He's supposed to install my smart
Jake
toilet.
the plumber.
Jeff the plumber. Yeah, Jeff, not Jake. But I'm so pissed. I was like ready to use this toilet. It has a built-in bidet, all this stuff. Seat warmer, sanitizer. It cleans itself. The seat goes up and down when you walk by it.
Man, they could sell anything. They'd be like, man, listen.
Nah, dog. They got those all over Japan.
They'd be like, this toilet. Yeah, I saw them back in the day, but it's like this toilet sanitizer. The toilet sanitizes itself. I'm like, okay, if you say so.
It does, bro. I watched a couple of videos.
No. I mean, listen.
You gonna get one too? I don't show you how clean my butt is. Pause.
I don't need my toilet bowl.
I'm not gonna show him literally. I'm just gonna tell him. I'm gonna cut that out. That was weird.
I will never believe. I don't care what they say. I will never believe a toilet bowl is sanitized. I'm sorry.
Really?
I appreciate the fact that you believe that.
UV.
I appreciate that
UV light.
UV. You can tell that you can give me all the UV, give me all the science. You cannot have me put my hand. Like, nobody could be like, "Hey, stick your hand in there. This is clean."
No, I'm not. Nobody does that. That's not happening here. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying. But sanitize. What does sanitize mean? It's
like I just said. It flashes the UV light. Your refrigerators have this too. Flashes the UV light that kills germs and bacteria, so you don't get like mold and nastiness on your toilet. Mm-hmm. The only thing is tankless, so it has to run on the battery, which has a battery and plug into the wall. So. Like if my electricity goes out, I only have about 200 flushes on one battery, so that's disturbing. Like, what if we're in a blackout for a long time? And I can't
that mold gonna come real fast.
Oh yeah,
it comes even faster because after it's been sanitized for so long, then you have all. It's like
So hopefully, they don't cut us off the electrical grid like they're starting to do up there from Canada.
Canada said that shit's over. Yeah.
Well, they only cut off. No. It's crazy because if you look at the actual numbers, it's not that many households, and it's already intertwined into the American
Times
grid.
Square.
They run Times Square electricity in Canada.
Yeah,
that's running off Niagara Falls.
Yeah. That should stay at Times Square. Yo, it includes Times Square. When they made the announcement, they was
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
They lied.
Look it up.
Look it up. I don't know. No,
so your toilet's done.
Well, I'm in Ohio. That should be fine.
I know.
Well, maybe. Who knows? But either way, I can't wait. I'll tell you all how it goes next week when we have another pod. I want to, I'll take pictures and everything. I'll show y'all. Do a video. Okay. I flush it or something.
Yeah, we could do a monthly update.
Dog, you're all going to want a smart toilet. It's worth the investment. You'll understand how much water you'll save and how much cleaner it is. Can you say clean anymore? Oh, I can't say climate science. What the hell is a commercial sex worker?
A prostitute?
Is that like OnlyFans girl?
Wow.
I guess all right. Yeah. You can't say diversity anymore. Like I like these words. I mean, in theory, they're all great, but when people just prop them up, I don't want to get back in that conversation because we got to go. But a lot of these words are just tired of hearing for the most part. Yeah, but I don't think they should be banned from our government.
Yeah, no.
It's the first steps to fascism, I tell you. Anywho, anything you guys want to say? Close out? No, nothing. No. Well, that's just been another interesting episode of the 12 Hub Podcast. We will have another episode hopefully going up this weekend where a school board mom, my sister, who's yelling at us collectively, except for Lauren, who had Lauren, you funny. I was like, yo, Lauren. I told my sister, I was like, yo, Lauren really thought you were interesting and a cool person, because I don't think you've seen. Have you seen like a person like that in real life?
Not in real life. No.
That's so passionate. A woman. Yeah, see, that's what's interesting about it, because we've seen that. Like, we see people like that all the time, and it's our generation, really, kind of loud or whatever. We see people like argue and debate on the streets. Ourselves even. We're very passionate and we're very forgiving. We don't like cut each other off after that. Like some of us do.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that's something that's missing with what are you, Gen Z? That y'all are just so passive about stuff. Like you don't fight. But that's
like quick to cut somebody off.
Yeah, cut somebody off or stop or not debate or have an argument or even like have a like a men defense moment. You know what I mean? Like you get back and like that to us is weakness. If you especially with like people in your family, you could always fight with them, but you always came back and hug it out. Now I've seen these kids cut off their damn parents because their parents didn't like voted for Trump or some nonsense like that. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? It's your mom and dad. Show some respect. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't give a fuck who they voted for. They put clothes on my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess it's weird, but yeah. I mean, that's she was like, oh, tell her. She said thank you, so she appreciates that. When she writes a book, she hopes that you buy it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, she'll give you a free copy or something.
I'm still gonna check out her podcast, Raising Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, there's a new one out. Yeah, she's okay. There's a new one.
Do you listen to her podcast? Like, do y'all?
Yeah, she does. She's only done like a couple.
Yeah, I was on one of her
he was on
podcasts before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like moderating, like keeping everybody in line, I guess.
Hers is way more structured. It's not like a free flowing conversation. She'll ask questions of certain guests, so she comes up with all that. And the last one, I was like, I helped produce it, I guess, and it was pretty good. It started off kind of slow. But as the conversation went on, there was a lot of good nuggets of information. So it's helpful. But she has like a whole mission in life to do that stuff. And now she's doing her child's television or like YouTube show. It's called Clues Cruise or some shit. I don't know. It's coming out in a month or so. But they're like putting together some stuff. So. Anywho, all right, y'all. Good episode. This will actually be up right after tonight. I'm putting 2-3 hours of my life into this to just get the thing out, since we missed a week, and then over the weekend, or hopefully over the weekend, I have the other one up, which I thought was which was probably our most exciting episode yet. I've never been yelled at so much. So we'll see how it goes. Anywho, all right, y'all.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right.
See y'all.
All right,
Bye.
you too. All right.
Bye.